the three wise men. It's a Monday. Big shout out to the derby. It performed in every way. The match was great. The goals were good. Rebele Mofokeng, what a boy, what a player. Decides yet another big game. Scores his first derby goal. Talent for the ages. Yeah. Talent for the ages. Orlando Pirates with the new players, the youngsters that they put it in a derby.
Yeah.
All of them playing their first derby, yeah? Six young players in a derby. That was crazy. A big shout out to Akani Simbini. What else happened over the weekend? Well, we'll get into it. The ref is here. Mazola's here. It's a three wise men. The Kagisora about the story, it that hit me. Because, I remember 18, 19-year-old
drug.
Yeah, it's been said. What's the official word so that I don't just...
Marijuana.
Marijuana.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Marijuana. Okay.
But also, I was a little bit... I don't know how to say this. And not sound, because yes, I'm wagging a finger at Kagiso Rabada. I think, you could have made better choices. But at the same time, I was like, oh, it's weed.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I get you.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm also like, okay.
And I know, we've seen players who've lost their careers over that, in football in particular. I still think, I think Josta was marijuana.
Yes.
Mabizela.
Josta Ladler's career, I think that marijuana thing, killed the rest of whatever had happened with his career. Did we speak to him about that?
Seila Chabalala, I think it was also...
so it's not to say it's not a big deal. It's not to say... It's just, I'm relieved it's nothing harder.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a harder substance.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Well, nonetheless, let's introduce you to the guys. It's a Monday, which means the three wise men are here. We look back at the weekend. I'll be looking at Akani Simbini winning out in China. A race that I didn't think he was going to win. He came from so far back to beat some of the best in the world, and he ran once again sub 10. He ran 998. Akani Simbini, the South African, has run the fastest time in the world. He's the fastest man in the world. I don't think we make enough noise about that.
Nah, the man's running like he's possessed these days.
He's one of the biggest stars in world sports right now. So a big shout out to him. We'll get into that. We'll go to Jose Riviero. His reaction on the record, 5 wins in a derby. He's now tied with Stuart Baxter. And if he wins this coming weekend, he will be the best coach to ever coach in a derby. He's goated. Yeah. Already he's one of the best coaches. In my opinion, the best international coach we've ever had. Because I don't want to pitch him against Pizzo, etc., but international coaches, I can't remember any better.
100%.
I can't remember
will say
any
the
better.
same too, yeah.
Jose Riviera has been months apart. And then Nabi was not happy over this weekend. Nabi Amporala Twaragadi washing the journalist. So we'll go into that. That's what I've got for you. Mazala, what do you have?
Hopefully Timi Harishapaka duplicate, because Linda was gonna go to the Nabi having a go.
It's fine, get our guy.
Okay, and then we, some reaction. Some of our colleagues were out at Naturena getting some feedback. Kudos to Chiefs, losing a derby, being under so much pressure, but availing the coach yet again, availing the big name players to do media interviews and not shy away. So I take my hat off to them as well. And then Miguel Cardoso also gives us an update on Lebu Mutiba, who was signed by Sundowns after suffering. I think he last played in December 2023. The coach says he's getting very close to playing football again. And then throw forward to Soccer Zone tonight, an update on Sipombule's future.
Yeah, another one. Sad story. But if you don't know yet, we'll give you those details about Sipombule and what transpired during the week. I remember when I heard, it wasn't long after they'd been training, I thought to myself, oh man, it's been coming.
Yeah.
It's been coming. Tatane, what do you have?
Today, sikhuluma nge serious foul play. Kunamanye amaplayer bayitholile red card, abanye abayitholanga, but they were...
Which game?
Super Sport Cheap abatholile Chiefs.
Sergio Camis. I couldn't watch.
Chiefs,
I couldn't watch the replay.
Even Amazulu Polokwane City.
So there's a red that was supposed to come out in the derby.
Yo.
I think I remember.
There was one red though. You're saying another one?
There was supposed to be another one for serious foul play.
Yeah, in the derby.
In the derby.
I think I remember it.
And then kuna coaches that are complaining with no penalties, bafana bathola ma penalties. We'll answer that on Soccer Zone because we'll have to show them the
Nabi.
images.
Don't say Hlungwani coach. Coach Nabi.
No, even Arthur Zwan, he said that penalty was not supposed to be a penalty. So we have the answer for the coaches.
All right, well, that's all that we've got to be bringing you among us.
Nazreddin Nabi, you were saying he was not happy. It was the last question. Well, it turned out to be the last question because soon after that, the coach stood up and left. He was asked by my colleague, I think it was Njabulo Ngiti from Sports 24, that does Coach Nabi, on the back of current results, with 2 games left of the Betway Premiership and the Nedbank Cup this coming weekend, has he done enough to stay on the job? Remember, Coach Nabi signed a 2-year contract at Chiefs. He's got 1 more year left. Presumably if he stays, and that's what the journalist wanted to know.
So, because I want to get the context correct. Yeah. The context is you've got another year of your job. The season is practically over.
Yeah.
Do you think you've done enough to keep your job for another year?
100%. Of course, because there's been a lot of backlash, some for and some against Coach Nabi, given the recent results and the fact that they are still outside the top 8.
Okay.
And the coach did not take kindly to that question.
Don't provoke me because I'm not a young coach. I have big experience. I know what you have this. No, don't provoke me. Because it's not respect to tell me you have bad result. Why you stay here? It is professional this. Talk with me tactical. Talk to me for all process. Why? Huh? But I'm not nervous. I'm not nervous. I respect you because I tell my assistant normal I don't give a response for this question. It is clear, brother.
Do you want the context?
Sorry?
Hold on.
Sorry?
No,
I repent you. If you professional, you know the process, the evaluation of a process, we have a post for evaluation. If you are professional. If you are not professional, this is another thing. But me, I respect you. I respect all the journalists. But don't provoke me. I am not nervous. I'm nervous because I lose. But I'm not nervous for your question.
I think they're both right. I think the journalist is well within his rights to ask the coach that question, I think. And I also think the coach is right that it's a process. There is a review at the end of every season where he'll sit with the sporting director and the hierarchy and decide a way forward. The coach has said before that he needs at least 3-4 transfer windows to get the team to what he thinks can quite do the job. But at the same time,
Mazola and I in particular have been here when we've looked at our own journalists and said, no, this was not good. We've told journalists that, no, man, how do you ask a question like that?
Yeah.
Oh, this is lazy journalism. This is not good journalism. The integrity of journalism was not in the room when you asked that question.
Correct.
At the same time, we've gone at coaches for saying, I don't know where I stand with this one. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know where I stand on this one. I'd love to hear from you. Hit us up on 086 0000216 or WhatsApp on 060 At this stage of the season, for Njabulo to ask that question and say, Coach, the season is over. You've got another year. Do you think you've done enough to keep your job? Is it a fair question? And the reaction on the other side, was it a fair reaction? I'm going to stand on the fence on this one.
What I definitely don't agree with is the coach then standing up to
and
leave.
walking off. Yeah.
That's
don't agree with that.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
Let's stick with Naturena. There was a media day today at Kaizer Chiefs in the build-up to that Soweto Derby Nedbank Cup final. Inacio Miguel, it's his first year at Chiefs, but he's more of a senior player because of his experience and how he.
But also, he carries big player
leadership.
energy. Doesn't he?
Exactly, 100%. And he says the coach is not the only one to blame. The players must also take responsibility for the results.
It's not only the coach that is under pressure, it's also the players. And that's what people have to understand that, as I said before, the coach doesn't play. We play. We are the ones that make mistakes. We are the ones that give you victory. So I think the pressure should be spread, no? So it should be shared by the coach, by the players. We have to take that responsibility also. It's not only because the coach make a bad decision, because the coach make a good decision. No, it's us, the players also. No problem. I can say in public that I take the responsibility of a bad season. Not only the coach, we have to understand also it's a new season for the coach, new process, it's new things to teach to the players, to try to make us understand what's the idea of him to play. The most important is to believe in the process.
By the way, Coach Nabi understood and spoke very good English.
That's the thing. Coach Nabi, his English comes out on 2 scenarios. when he's very happy and when he's very upset.
Please make him happy so we can, we don't have to labor through the long version of interviews. Please make him happy.
Let's see if he stays for next season. I'm sure we'll get more English out of Coach Nabi. Let's return back to the Soweto derby. His counterpart Jose Ribeiro speaking about playing. What was the number 6 young players?
You had Ndlozi, you had
Mbokazi playing his first derby,
and of course Rile and Nkota. Silepe was in there, and Radiopane was in there as well. All of them 21 and under.
Sure.
Yes, but it's because they showing every week, that they really wants to get the opportunity, that they are prepared. If there's a way to describe what it means prepared, because you will never be fully prepared until, you start to get the experience. But like I said already many times, it's not about the age, it's about their talent, it's about their professionalism, and it's about to give them the confidence. If they feel that we trust them, it's gonna give them a very important boost. And I said already many times, what you get from the players, from the academy players, it's something that you cannot get from anybody else. They have something special.
Yeah, well, it's not all doom and gloom at Kaizer Chiefs. To me, just reminding me now that they've won the DDC, the Reserve League of South African Football. It's been won by Stellies and Sundowns in the past, and Golden Arrows, won it some
They're
seasons
the inaugural,
ago.
were they not? Who was the first?
Yeah, I think Golden Arrows were the first.
Yeah.
And then they went to the UK and played in that next-gen competition as well.
I want to give a shout-out, and Timmy, please give him a call. Let's have him this week on Thursday, if we can, to Selima Tunes, Tugutu. Makanya.
Yeah,
what he's done at Orlando Pirates,
young players,
with the feed into the senior team.
Yeah.
All of these players that we're talking about now come from his hands. You know what I mean? And they get to the senior team ready to play. Nkota gets there and scores 4 goals in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Really, we could go on. So a big shout out to Tugutu out at Orlando Pirates.
Pay attention to Miguel Cardoso, who's also in a way quietly going about his business. But in this particular instance, he talks about Lebu Mutiba. Now, this guy has been injured since December 2023. I checked. He last played for Strasbourg in December 2023. He hasn't kicked the ball.
What injury is this?
He's had several injuries, knee operation, this and that. He's been unfortunate, injury prone. He's now come back to Mamelodi Sundowns, signed a contract there. And I remember asking the coach, just after Coach Cardoso arrived in South Africa, I said, they signed Lebu as well as Jaden Adams. I said, where does Lebu stay? And he said, guys, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This guy is a long way off. He's unlikely to kick a ball anytime soon. But now, after beating Cape Town City, he says he hopes this guy can get minutes before the end of the season and possibly, obviously, go into the Club World Cup as well.
I really hope so, because Motiva is a quality player. High quality player that unfortunately comes from a long period of absence, of non-competition, of a big injury and a long period of recovery. Since he joined us, he had small setbacks, but small, nothing to do with the injury he had, but just trying to get condition and his muscles responding. And so it's a player that we need to treat with like a crystal, with very, very carefully. But we are willing to do it a lot. He's a wonderful person and human being, and we are happy to have him among us, but we need to give him all the conditions so that he can recover and help us in the future. But I still have expectations that he can play for us before the end of the championship.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this guy. I remember him in the national team, what he's done in France as well, in Ligue 1. Top player when he's fit and ready.
What do you have? Tatani, the principal, Victor Hlungwani.
We're going to Law 12, which talks about fouls and misconduct, and then we're going to talk about serious foul play. Let's define it. A tackle or a challenge that endangers the safety of an opponent or uses excessive force or brutality must be sanctioned as serious foul play. Any player who lunges at an opponent in challenging for the ball from the front, from the side, or from behind using one or both legs with excessive force or endangers the safety of an opponent is guilty of serious foul play and must be sent off. We saw Super Sport Cheaper. There's a player there, Sergio Camis, who got a red card. The way he went in, no contact, but the way he went in, Jelly did not hesitate. He gave him a red card, which was very, very good. Some will say, hey, point of contact. We don't wait for point of contact.
So if we go Shabarampa Magu mister, I don't touch you, I get a red card.
No, if it's violent conduct.
No, it's not violent. I didn't touch you. Go mister Kampa.
No,
Intent.
You're already guilty. But then, if it's violent conduct, like that falls under violent conduct.
Maragao shy. Because he missed him. He completely missed him.
No, violent conduct, red card. If the referee feels no, you are guilty of violent conduct, how Rumela Kwa, because that conduct.
What I'm asking is, if I miss you, yes, I came in studs up, but I completely missed you. Is it still a red and not a yellow?
It's a red.
I didn't touch you.
Yes, Kamis got a red. He missed him.
That's why you're here to tell us if is that the right call.
Yeah, he missed him. He still got a red because so the player must be sent off.
We've got subtitles if you're watching. If you're watching online right now, SABC Sport, SABC Plus, we've got subtitles for that.
We also have another one who survived. He never got a red card, but Bayanda Tabete from Amazul, he went on a serious foul play on the 49th minute, above the ankle. I'm like, what are we playing if you going to nail somebody like that? And then the other one on the derby.
Not nail.
On the derby as well, we saw Unkunika. Hey, what we call studs, a straight leg on Kabelon Dlamini. I never thought he would come back, but fortunately he came back. But the way he went in there with excessive force, it was brutality at its worst. So such play, we don't want to see it in our game. So
that should have been a red.
That should have been a straight red because it's serious foul play.
Jeez.
You're endangering
What
the
minute
safety
was
of
that?
an opponent. I'll give you the minute, 60th minute, 6-0.
Yo, Chiefs could have finished with 9.
Hish. And then we're going to answer some questions. Coach Arthur said no, the penalty awarded to Hlungwani City should not have been. So here we'll go to law number 12. It talks about 11.
Pro Pilani, I know you're listening. You'll send this to Coach Arthur in case he's not.
Yeah, it talks about 11 direct free kick offenses. And when they are committed inside the penalty area, a penalty will be awarded. One of them is kick or attempt to kick an opponent. The attempt is also an offense. It's here in the laws.
So go face like
kick or attempt. Now we saw Usikakan. He tried to kick the ball. He missed that ball. And when he missed that ball, he kicked an opponent. We'll show you on Soccer Zone what we're talking about. So Coach Arthur, Peggy Soccer Zone tonight. So what is I want to know? Usikakan missed the ball. And then he kick an opponent. What will the referee do if you kick an opponent? Because he must kick the ball. The referee will award a penalty in that situation, of which a correct decision was given by Joseph Makubo to give a penalty for Hlungwani City.
All right, well, Soccer Zone, so for the visuals of everything that you just spoke about there, the Steady FM. Now let's go to Jose Riviero on the historic equaling of Stuart Baxter's record. He's now won 5 derbies.
That's good. That's good, definitely. Hopefully, still one more to play. So now the target is not because of my record, obviously. Actually, I think 3 years ago, after my first derby here, the first question coming from here, from my left, was something like, "Congratulations, you are the first Spanish coach to lose one game in the FNB." And we're sitting here now with 5 victories.
Hey, coaches, don't forget. Yo.
And now that he's leaving, you're gonna hear it.
No, he's been a little off the hinges though.
Yeah.
Ask him for my boy.
Yeah,
my boy. Yo. I don't think we're saying
you're being too
I think
dramatic.
you're being dramatic. I hope it's given and that's where it comes. Can you wash it? Where are you going after this? I'm going home. It's 18:25 on the Mighty Metro FM. Let's go to the Nabi story I do have before the big one. Nabi setting his sights on the Nedbank Cup final.
I have a sense of responsibility going into the final game, and it's true that we still have the final to save our season, and everybody, players and management and technical staff, they know that everyone has to take that chance to to put a smile on the fans' faces. But we know that the players are going to respond very positively and are going to be up to the challenge for the Nedbank final.